Hello everyone, it's Davida from Medium of the Light Tarot. I am back today with an unboxing. I got the little mini Egyptian tarot from Amazon. And there's a story that goes with it. So let me get you a little closer here without a glare. This is a little mini. When I got it, I had to go get it from my neighbors because they had delivered it there, which that never happens. And I got in my car to take someone home, and then I went to the grocery store. So I'm stopped so I can turn, and in the back of my car I hear this banging, like something's taking its fist and banging it up on some metal. And there was some cars on the other side of me, so I figured, oh, some kid's having some drama in the car, and I left it at that. So I went and got some groceries, then I was going home, and then I hear something in my back seat rustling around, and there's nothing that I know of that was back there. And then there's something in my trunk rustling around, so I'm like, oh my God, there's a squirrel in there, like something's going on. But I didn't hear it any time during the day when I was out and about, so it actually terrified me, to be honest with you. I was trying to figure out what it might have been, and I'm not saying that this is what it is for sure, but when I picked this card up, shortly after is when it happened. And I'm not trying to scare anybody away from tarot decks, because I have many, and I think this is the first, being a medium, I experience lots of different things, but usually it's in the non-physical. So it's not something that's actually like banging up against something. And generally, yes, it can happen. But with this intensity, no. So as I'm driving home, I'm still hearing this noise in the back of my trunk. And it's clearly within my car. And I was like, okay, it doesn't sound like my tire's flat or, anything like that, because my engine's in the front of the car. So I get into my parking spot and I reluctantly open the trunk, expecting a squirrel or something to jump out. There was nothing there. So I came in to my house, and I was a little freaked out, mind you. So I could sense that there was something, like a tall being, like a male figure, watching me. And I thought, okay. And the only thing that was different was this. Or I picked a ghost up or something from going and picking up at my neighbor's house. I have no clue. But regardless, that freaked me out. So as I've been playing with this deck of cards, the energy is very dark. It's not of a high vibration for sure, which there's many higher vibrational decks. Many. So I'm still contemplating if I'm going to keep it, but I wanted to do story time with you. So even when I was playing with it, I was laying in bed last night playing with it, and I had this huge mirror in my bedroom. And I looked up and I could see, like on the other side, that there was someone like pasted up against the glass or the mirror, like on the other side, so to speak. And I was like, okay, I got to get this card out of my house because I wasn't having this trouble before. So anyway, that's my story time. So with this, it is a very small deck, as you can see. And, the borders are black, and it's got this little teeny weeny book. And all of the, because this is a low Scarborough, I think I'm saying that correctly. So it's got all the different languages, but this one's so tiny that they had to condense everything like really tight. So, this is the back, which I think is absolutely beautiful. And this is what some of it looks like. And oddly enough, I got the devil. Like I said, I'm not trying to scare anybody away from tarot decks, but I just thought this was such an interesting situation that I was like, well, maybe I'll just return it, film it and then return it. I've been kind of keeping it quarantined with different crystals around it because I'm like, I don't want spirits randomly, wandering around. But, here's an example. what is that? It's a Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles. And it is a beautiful deck. Like I said, I just don't know if I'm going to keep it. Because I thought, oh, it would be a good pocket one. But I didn't know. And then here's a random Seven of Swords. If that's helpful at all. Hopefully you can see it. And then at the very top, it has like an image of the Knight. So you can tell that it's the Knight of Swords because there's a sword at the bottom. So that's my little story time. Like I said, I'm still trying to figure out if I want to keep them. And they're so, they are good quality. They're very slick, so they're constantly falling out of my hands. You know, and like, look at the moon card. That's pretty beautiful. Sorry, they're doing some yard work outside even though it's in the winter. Yeah, so that's my story time and my faux unboxing. So I hope you enjoyed it. And if you have any comments, like if you guys have ever experienced anything like that with opening a deck, I've realized with some of the low Scarborough decks that they are lower vibrational. Like I have, but I didn't have any trouble with this one. This is that, what is it called? Sexual Magic one. And it's got all the provocative, images. This one's not too bad at all. They're actually clothed. So I haven't had any trouble with this one. It's just more of a lower vibration. But I do find that it is handy and useful. And I'm sure not all, because it's, I believe that's a company. And then they have different artists do different decks. But that's my story time. It freaked me out. I mean, like I said, I experience ghosts and other beings all the time, but when they come knocking or banging on my car, that's when I'm like, what? So anyway, yeah, if you want to get some, I'm sure you can. They're still on Amazon, but now for some reason I got it for like $10 and now they're $15. Maybe because it was the last one, but you might want to forego that one. So, but I mean, they are beautiful images. If you can see them, I think I'm not doing it justice, but maybe these cards don't need justice. I don't know. Anyway, that's my story and I'm sticking to it. Thanks for joining me. Davida, out.